actually recently I was out with a girl and she was telling me that how like she's been on and off with this guy for the last 5 years.
Fuck that. On and off for 5 years.
Yeah.
She needs to turn that shit off ASAP.
Right. But she says that every time it's on, he'll like basically be like, oh my God, like I want to get married to you, I want to have your kids. Like I liked it. And they'll spend like a week together in a row and then suddenly he'll disappear.
A week, I don't even count that as an on.
Trust me, when you were single and you, not on, as basically you spend a week together, but then when he goes, he kind of like disappears or like doesn't reply properly.
How long is he disappearing for, Anna? Who is this person? Because on or off, like it has to be on for like 2 months and off for like a week.
It reminds me so much of basically when I was seeing Cowslick at the beginning.
Okay.
So I'd be like, he'd come to mine for like 3 days in a row. He'd give me like, oh, crazy about you. I like you so much. And then he'd go home and then like, I won't hear from him for like 2 days.
Yeah, that's a major red flag.
Red flag. But she was like, to me, it's so hard because basically when he's on, I'm like, okay, it's on, like we're good. And then when he goes and he's obviously emotionally unavailable, at first, it hurt me so much. But now at the point of 5 years, it's at the point where I'd rather him just disappear and go. Because when he comes back, he comes outside my house or calls me and like is begging me. And when you basically love someone so much and they're like begging you, please come on, another chance, it's very hard to be like,
this is not happening at my big ass age, man. I'm sorry. Like, you're only getting through the front door if I'm fucking opening it. You could be camping outside my house in a tent. I'm not opening it if you're on, off for that long.
Excuse me, I remember you and your ex.
Yes.
You argue, fight, horrible.
Yes.
And then
that was a whole ass relationship though.
But this is basically like a relationship. They've argued, ends, or like doesn't treat her well.
Well, that's exactly what I feel like now. I think because I went through that horrible toxic relationship, which the on is way more than the off.
Yeah, so is theirs.
Then like I'm not doing that though. I'm not having a toxic relationship. Like I'm not putting up with it anymore. At the end of the day, that was like 3 years ago now. More than 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago.
I know, but it's very easy for you to say, but until you're in that position where someone that you love, is at your door or at your belling you nonstop or messaging you nonstop. Wait, and they're like, please, I'm sorry, give me another chance. And you can be like, no. But after a while, it's so hard because that person basically becomes a drug.
Okay. And the same way we're not dumb enough to like take heroin.
But it's not the same because you don't think of it as the same. And that's exactly what I told her. I was like, you need to think of it like a drug. I was like, you need to think of him as a drug. And you need to actually like literally put yourself in rehab.
If I was doing that now, if it was happening to me now, you'd literally be like, Mandy, you're a fucking mug.
You're so, you used to be a very empathetic person, but you're not anymore.
I am empathetic, but I feel like you have to go through that shit once. Everyone goes through that shit once. You went through that shit.
The amounts of times you and Ginger had a fight and you're like, I can't take it no more. If it happens and again, I'm leaving. And it happens again and you don't leave. It's the same kind of concept.
About those toxic relationships that like the guy is like red flagging you. And like, I don't know.
There are different types of red flags. And the only time I can only think of it is like, even like today when like Cowslick is in front of me, he's like, give me another chance. When I look at him, it's so hard to be like, I'm not giving you another chance. And I feel like even if I say to him, okay, I'll give you another chance, but this is your last chance. I feel like if again, in a few weeks, again, he does the same thing. And he's like, just one more chance, like, please, like, it's so hard again, even at that stage, because you're looking at someone that you are obsessed with, you love them. And like, you've seen your whole future with them and everything. And then like, you just feel like, okay, I'm going to give you another chance.
That's why I said, don't ever say like, this is the last chance if you can't stand by that.
I can understand though why some girls get in these situations is what I'm trying to say. Like, I understand that girl that was telling me why for like the last 4 years, it's been so hard for her to cut off because even when she blocks him and deletes him and cuts him off the phone, he comes outside the door and then tries to ignore it, but when he's constantly there in front of her face, she gives in.
That situation is, you have to relook at it for what it is. And what it is like this person isn't really committed to you.
I don't know if it was extreme, but I told her she needs to basically put herself in rehab.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
You need to move home. I know it's extreme, but you need to, because if he keeps coming outside your door and you can't resist, the only way is moving home, changing your number, changing your email address, changing everything completely away from that drug.
But I mean, a lot of women end up, this happens to a lot of girls, yeah? This
I
kind of
know.
thing. They get
Situationship.
years and it happens.